They're telling you the economy is growing. They're telling you everything is fine. But you and I both know the truth. You feel it every time you go to the supermarket, every time you fill up your car, every time you look at your shrinking savings. The comfortable Australia you worked your entire life to build is vanishing before your very eyes. And the people in charge? They're either lying about it or they're the ones causing it. Australia is on the brink of economic collapse, and for those of us who remember a better time, a more prosperous time, this isn't just a statistic, it's a betrayal. The official figures, the ones they reluctantly admit to, are bad enough. Our economy has been going backwards for every single person in this country for months. It's called a per capita recession. A fancy term for what we all know in our guts: we are getting poorer.
Cost of living pressures is still bearing down on consumer spending. When we go out there and spend, businesses aren't seeing a lot of demand, so they're not raising their investment levels much. And consequently, we saw growth dip again in the March quarter, growth dropping down to 0.2% in the quarter. This is as measured by GDP. Given strong population growth, that means per person, the economy is going backwards, and it's gone backwards for 9 of the last 11 quarters, almost continuously.
While the government boasts about overall growth, that's only because of an unprecedented influx of people. This quarter, Australia's GDP crept up by a miserable 0.2%. Our Treasurer actually called this a decent outcome.
With all of the uncertainty in the world, any growth is a decent outcome. Even modest growth is welcome in these global economic circumstances.
But let's be clear, while the national pie barely grew, your slice is shrinking. On a per-person basis, our economy actually went backwards by 0.2%. So while they claim the country's getting richer, the stark reality is you're being left behind, going backwards. But that's only what they're admitting to. The real story, when you look at the fundamentals, is far, far worse. Look, the figures don't lie, and what we've just discussed is a serious wake-up call. If you want to stay informed about what's really happening to our country and our economy, and you appreciate a common sense perspective that isn't afraid to tell it like it is, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. For years you did the right thing. You worked hard, you paid your taxes, you saved for your retirement, you believed in the Australian dream. Now, that dream is turning into a nightmare. The cost of living is out of control. We're not talking about missing out on luxuries here. We're talking about the basics: the price of mince, the cost of a loaf of bread, the electricity bill that just keeps going up and up.
Well, if you're struggling to pay the bills, you're not alone. New research revealing the cost of living is hitting harder than ever before.
55% of people saying they're skipping meals. Nearly 60% of people can't afford the prescribed medication for them.
The coalition is arguing the decline in living standards over the past 3 years has been the worst decline that we've seen for households in 50 years.
For pensioners, for self-funded retirees, it's a constant state of anxiety. The government offers token gestures, a few extra dollars in the pension that doesn't even touch the sides of the real inflation rate. It's an insult. It's a slap in the face to a generation that built this country. They fiddle with numbers and make announcements while your buying power evaporates. They are hoping you won't notice that you're being quietly impoverished. And while you're forced to cut back, have you seen where your money is going? That's the next part of this ugly truth. Our government has become a reverse Robin Hood. They take from the prudent, the savers, the retirees, and they squander it. Billions of dollars on projects and ideologies that do nothing to secure our future. Money splashed on climate schemes that send our power bills into the stratosphere, and billions more on a bloated public service and endless social programs that are changing the very fabric of our nation. This isn't responsible economic management. This is reckless, ideological spending. They are spending your money, your children's money, your grandchildren's inheritance to fund their own pet projects. They are mortgaging our future, and what do we have to show for it? A country that is less prosperous, less secure, and further from the fair-go nation we once knew. But it's not just incompetence. There's a deeper reason why they're letting this happen. Why are they so willing to let the productive economy wither? Why are they happy to see you struggle? Because a population that is dependent is a population that is easily controlled. When you're worried about your next meal, you have less time to question their narratives. When you rely on their handouts, you're less likely to challenge their authority. They are creating a nation of dependence, looking to the government for every solution, while the values that made Australia great, self-reliance, hard work, and individual responsibility, are being eroded. The per capita recession isn't an accident, it's the inevitable result of their policies. Policies that favour big government over small business, globalist agendas over the Australian people, and a woke ideology over common sense. This isn't just an economic decline, it's a managed decline, and it's hitting the very people who hold the traditional values of this country dear. So what does this mean for you? It means the comfortable retirement you planned for is under threat. It means the security you thought you had is an illusion. The mainstream media repeats the government's talking points, telling you not to worry, that the experts have it all under control. But you know better, you see the reality. This isn't about spreadsheets and GDP figures. This is about the future of our country. The Australia we know and love is being systematically dismantled and replaced with something weaker, poorer, and less free. So as you can see, the situation is concerning, and it's vital we all understand the true state of Australia's economy. If you found this breakdown valuable and want to keep getting straightforward insights into the issues that matter to sensible Aussies, please do subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps us get this information out there. It's time to wake up to the fact that we are on a cliff edge. The economic collapse is no longer a possibility, it's a clear and present danger. And it's the hard-working patriotic Australians, the ones who've played by the rules their whole lives, who are being pushed towards the edge first. And speaking of your financial future, if you're worried about how the government is eyeing your retirement savings, you absolutely need to watch our deep dive into the new superannuation tax. Click the video on screen now to understand exactly what they're proposing and how it could impact you. You'll be shocked when you see who's quietly dodging the hit while the rest of us foot the bill.